built to change the society. It's your voice.
Top of the day to you. You're welcome to the show, Voters Forum. I'm Wale Ogunade, your host on this program. Today is going to be an interesting package. We have two great minds in the studio for you. Very great. You won't miss it, and I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag yet. Well, I'll introduce my co-host, then I will tell you the topic for the day before we now start rolling off. Quickly.
Yes, it's good to be here again. It's VotersForum. Of course, you're welcome to the show. My name is Rose Blossom. And of course, hope the weekend is starting up. I must ask, Barrister, how's the weekend going for you?
It's going so far. At least we are working here. Today is work day for us.
Yeah.
And talking about work day, this day is an interesting day. You know, the political climate is now open.
Yes.
So you have started having
of course, the feel of the actions of the campaign and everything.
Right. And that's why we are bringing you this interesting topic, politics and political party in Nigeria. Without political party, there can be politics, and without elections, there can be politics too. So they all go together, and we are bringing in people who will discuss this matter, break it down for your understanding. What is party politics? A group of people coming together, our political parties coming together to form themselves as an association. Their whole essence is to capture power, so as to bring into action and reality all those things that they want to do through the instrumentality of the government. And what is a political party? The political party is the vehicle, is the platform through which they seek your mandate. Because in Nigeria now, by virtue of Section 221 of the 1999 Constitution, anybody who wants to contest an election must come under a political party, because that's not the law. INEC will not register anybody. There is no room for independent candidacy. So you must come. You know, the last time we discussed candidacy. So today, my people will take it up from there.
Very true. And really, you want to stay good, because this is all about all of us. In fact, a lot of people, I'll ask Barrister, you consider yourself a youth, right?
No, I'm not a youth.
Well, a lot of people consider themselves the youth.
Yes.
And of course, yes, this is meant for the youth and even the older people, because why? This is going to be very educative and informative. And you know what's more interesting? You can actually be part of the show, because why? You can send messages to a number that will be displayed on your screen. You can send your message, whatever you think was born in your heart. Just tell us. If you have questions, send it, but put your name and a place. And we're streaming online on all our social media platforms at Galaxy TV, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Of course, and we'll get back to you. But right now, let's go on a short break. Before we come back, we'll introduce the guest and we'll start off the topic. Just go with it.
Security and welfare of the citizens are the primary purpose of government. Unfortunately, Nigeria is in worsening security situations on a daily basis. Herders and farmers clash, hyper violent agitations and lingering insurgency on the increase, banditry and kidnapping for ransom has escalated due to poverty and religious sentiments in the land. Pick up your voter's card and choose the right leader and secure your future.
Ahead of the 2023 general elections, Nigerians have been enjoined to elect a credible leader, not on the basis of primordial sentiments of tribe, religion, sectionalism, or geographical location, but on competence and fear of God. Our correspondent in Makadi takes a look at the issue as presented in this report. In less than 7 months from now, Nigeria will be electing their leaders on the platforms of various political parties in Nigeria, with mouth-watering promises to deliver on if elected into office. Now that the presidential campaigns have kick-started this week, 28th of September 2022, ahead of the 2023 general elections, much is left to be desired going forward by Nigerians seeking the real deal of good governance.
We don't have leaders that don't even want to listen to reason. In as much as some of them, they will stand in the public and say that I accept constructive criticism. But when you criticize, they are no longer happy. Everybody is now comfortable with whatever that is happening, both at the state and at the federal.
What we need in Nigeria today, our political parties don't build on ideologies, and our democracy has not gotten to the point where we have separated political parties from leadership. By the time you get into power, the leadership, and that's where we say that the leadership question has been going on in Nigeria. How has the leadership been from 1960 to date?
Let the person have the fear of God on whatever he's doing. Because leadership is by God. And politicians are gifts to the society. So anybody see himself as a gift should be ready to serve, so that it will not be a do or die affair.
While they harp on the problem of leadership challenge, they also express worries that the leaders the party throw up often than not do not adhere to party ideology on which the platform rests on, in line with their constitution.
With the campaign against corruption and vote buying, are going to ensure that everybody play to the rule.
This new electoral law has given room or has created an environment where what was done wrong in 2019 to some extent is being corrected.
From the inception of our democracy journey in 1999 to 2019, we have had over 80 political parties. Today, as we go into 2023 election, it is now 18 political parties, with 15 of them throwing up presidential candidates. Some Nigerians express mixed feelings over the progress so far made by the parties, saying they must begin to look inwards for change.
It's not the matter of the alphabets. It should be the matter of the individuals that are contesting the respective positions. So instead of giving my advice to the politicians, I'm giving it to the electorate, that let us watch all the candidates that are vying for various positions and vote for those whom we feel that they can do things better.
However, the situation, they say, lie in upholding national unity, devoid of nepotism, sectionalism, religion, and allowing women to play more roles in our politics, among many others.
You're welcome back. You've just heard that mini feature, and I hope your appetite is whet already for the main course. And what's the main course? The issue of politics and political parties in Nigeria. And straight away, I will introduce my guest, evangelist Segun Kolade Okeowo, very known face, television, the film producer, actor, and of course, politician. How he combines all these activities, I don't know. I see him jumping up and down.
It's strange.
Always shooting. Whenever I see him, he's always shooting. Shooting, 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 always shooting. But I hope you'll not shoot me, Sha. You're welcome to the program.
Welcome to the program.
All right, thank you very much. Nice being here. I thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So, what is a political party and why politics?
Well, the truth that we must tell ourselves is that we have accepted a system of government called democracy.
Yes.
Government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And the people have made a constitution. There's a constitution that guides the leadership of any country. And in our own situation, we have accepted a constitution. And the constitution has made room for the creation of political parties. And the constitution says you cannot aspire for office except to go through a political party. So here we are. Okay, yes, some of us might be interested in independent candidacy and what have you, but let's leave that for the future. What is obtainable now is that you want to aspire for an office, you go through a political party, and so be it. So that's why political parties will continue to be germane as long as you are talking about democracy and the politics. So you can't talk about politics without talking about political parties.
That's
where we are.
That's the gist.
Okay.
Politics and political party.
Okay.
Is it not you come? Okay, I want to contest for an election. Oh, you are good. You let you go. Why this brick part? Why is this infighting in between internal democracy or internal wrangling that we see happening now in political parties?
Well, power is expensive everywhere in the world. Power is expensive. Somebody once said that you don't serve power a la carte.
Okay.
You know, it's a struggle.
Okay.
There's a struggle for control. Okay. And that happens everywhere in the world.
Okay.
You know, so you cannot rule out the fact that there will be jostling.
Okay.
All we are saying is that there must be jostling according to the dictates of the Constitution. Dictates, you know, according to
the rules.
According to the rules of the game. Fair play. That's what we should be talking about.
Do we have that in Nigeria, particularly amongst the major political parties? Because in the minor political parties, we don't hear any noise. But it's the major political parties that we're having.
I was actually going to come to that minor, because we know we have some people, some political parties that we just only focus on. What happens to the other minor, which you just called minor, which is actually not supposed to be?
Well, the music is louder where the party is. Where there is celebration, that's where
action.
Where the action is, that's where the music will be louder. So that's taken for granted that, yes, there are major political parties and there are some other political parties. But you see, the truth is this. What you call a minor political party today might turn around tomorrow and become a major political party. Things can happen. Tables can turn. That there could be mergers. There could be mergers that will turn a minor, so-called minor political party into a major party in the nearest future. So whichever the way it is, let's look at what is on ground and let's analyze.
Don't run away from my question. My question, why is it that we have issues? Big time quarrel is happening. The campaign has just started, and big time quarrels have even started. I was coming with someone some few minutes ago, and he was telling me that that internal democracy is serious, so that we see that people are fighting themselves. I said they have not seen anything yet. Why is it that there is this big fight now amongst our people?
Even among siblings.
Yes,
there are quarrels.
Okay.
You can't
why
rule out.
It among why not among my little the unknown ones? Why is it
the bigger the interest, the bigger
the issue.
The bigger the interest. And you see, politics is all about interest.
Okay.
It's all about. It now depends on what you use your interest to do, or what exactly is your interest.
Okay.
But the truth is, politics is all about interest, and that's one of the reasons why you find that unfortunately in our own democracy, political parties in Nigeria do not have well-defined ideologies, and so you find a situation where interest becomes the major influencer of where you belong, what decisions you make. It is about interest, not about ideology any longer. That is the failing part of our own democracy. That our political parties are not identified by their ideologies. No wonder somebody will leave party A today, he moves to party B, he is not like a fish out of water. Then the following day, he returns back to where he's coming from, and nothing seems to have changed.
There is no repercussion.
There is no repercussion. The ideology that works in Nigeria seems to be no permanent friend, no permanent enemy. There are only permanent interests, which is not good for the masses.
Thank you, sir. In fact, you are a pastor and evangelist. Where I'm going is the masses themselves.
Yes.
Can the masses now drag them that, look, we want to sanitize the system themselves? Can the masses do that? That people who are political prostitutes, as we call them, some of my friends call them jumpologists. They are jumping from one political party to the other. There is no ideology. Can the electorate now say, no, we want people who have ideas to rule us. This is our own idea. This is what we want. We want a Nigeria that has this, the Nigeria that can grow industry, a Nigeria that can give us education, a Nigeria that is self-sufficient, and we want this type of people to lead us, not because they are political party people that they're jumping all over. Is it not possible that the people, the masses?
If you ask me, and I will be very sincere with you,
yes, sir,
I will blame the electorate. I will blame the electorate because you see, we have a major challenge in this country, and it is the challenge I call the dominance of commercial voting.
Commercial?
Yes, the dominance of commercial voting.
I know no book.
I will explain, sir. Now, I have identified 3 categories of voters in Nigeria. I have identified the commercial voters, the conscience voters, and then the controlled voters. Let me quickly explain. The commercial voters are the people that you and I were dealing with now. They are the ones who will collect money from politicians to vote. They don't care. They can vote for a dog. They can vote for a monkey as long as he pays. Those are the commercial voters. Now, the controlled voters, mostly controlled voters are people who belong to political parties. It is somebody who tells them this is who to vote for. I don't want to mention it, but the Almajiris in the north belong to that category too, because somebody will tell them this is where to vote to. The downtrodden belong to that category, who will be told Baba said we should vote this particular way, so they can vote an armed robber as long as the leader says this is the person to vote for. Now the final category, the conscious voters, the ones who are able to identify the right candidates. They are able to identify that this is the candidate that is good for us. Now, that category of voters, unfortunately, is a docile majority. A majority that will not vote. A majority that will only do analysis and critical assessment,
like we are doing here.
Well, maybe. Well, I unfortunately I am angry with the elite class in Nigeria, because they belong to that category of analysts.
We will come to that.
Thank you very much.
We'll come to
so if you look at these three categories, the major one, the ones that take decisions of election, are the commercial voters. They are the ones who dictate this way on the day of election. And that's why politicians have no choice than to keep on pumping money, because they know that the class that decides election is the commercial voting class. The conscious voting class, politicians are not really interested in them. How many times do you see politicians going to sorry, I will mention names now. Professional bodies like NMA,
NBA,
even NBA. Do they really care about you? No. They don't care. They would rather go to the motor parks, market women, because those are the ones that will vote. This other group, the conscious voters, will speak grammar. They will speak grammar.
And INEC does not count grammar.
INEC does not count grammar.
They need to vote.
The religious class will pray. Unfortunately, vigils, prayer, Latu quadrilles, and all of that. Unfortunately, INEC does not count prayer points. At all. So the politicians have studied the situation. They know that these are the people that deliver. So that keeps the budget of politicians higher and higher every day, because it is the conscious, I mean, it is the commercial voters. They are a minority. But that's the truth. They are a minority, but a powerful minority. The conscious voters are in the majority, but a careless and docile majority. That's the sad situation that we have found ourselves. So every time politicians will have to spend money. Many times people in the elite class, they blame politicians. They say a lot of things about politicians, but the truth is that look at the situation of things. The larger percentage of those who will vote are commercial voters. They are the commercial voters, and all they care about is money. So if we're going to go anywhere in this nation, we must have a revolution of conscious voters. The first time I contested in my constituency, there were over 10,000. I mean, there were over 52,000 voters. Now think about the statistics. Over 52,000 voters were registered to vote. By the time they counted all the votes, all the political parties joined together, just a little over 10,000 votes. The winner had 4,100 votes. Winner. In a constituency of 52,000 voters, the winner got away with 4,100. Now, who are those 4,100? I'll tell you, commercial voters will form more than 75 to 80% of that 4,100. Now, what do you think that politician will do when he gets into office? Suppose he's looking for a second term, won't he concentrate on commercial voters? That is the problem. So let conscious voters arise and awake. Let us come to a situation where conscious voters can look at the politician and say, you will lose the next election. You will lose the next election. And it can't call a bluff of them. But you know, we are in a situation where conscious voters can tell a politician you will win, and it's a lie.
They will laugh him to scorn.
The politician will laugh them to scorn, because he knows that they will not come on the day of election.
They won't come out to vote.
If they even come out by chance and the election materials delay,
For
1 hour.
They are working, they are leaving. They are
1
working.
hour. They will leave the vote. They
Or
will
probably
leave.
started raining.
Yeah, it starts
Or anything.
raining. Who stays? Commercial voters.
Come rain, come shine.
We need a revolution
that
to
area.
change the mindset, especially the elite class must awake.
In fact, you know the ginger. The way you are talking, I'm already ginger.
I'm a politician and I express this.
Wow.
I go on the field during election, during campaigns, and I see all these things. So when the elite class are talking, I laugh. I say, you don't understand. You don't understand what we are passing through. You are saying politicians are spending money. Why would they spend money?
But you sit down, you don't vote, and you condemn.
Why would they spend money? Why would they spend money? Why would they budget so much money for elections? Some politicians will budget as much as $1 billion. A governor will budget as much as $1 billion for one day, the day of election.
Of course.
That's humongous. That's terrible. How do you deliver good or the dividends of democracy when you are spending $1 billion one day on the election day? As much. Not the total budget.
No, at all.
Total budget.
Yes.
I'm talking of
Just for a day.
Just one day, over $1 billion or more will be spent. I'm angry. I'm not happy. I see it, and I'm sad when I see such things. And I say, do we intend to move forward with this kind of arrangement? We are not going to. I'm sorry, we're not going to do. So a revolution of conscious voter is what I suggest.
I want to thank you.
Wow, this is amazing.
This is mind-blowing.
Overblowing.
And I hope that the conscious voters out there will take this, will chew on it, and of course, as the elections are coming around the corner, they will do something, talk to themselves. And I hope they will make themselves very, very available by engaging the politicians. What do you want? Because I know there are some organizations that do so, but on the day of even the politician engaging them, you find that their membership who come for the meetings are negligible. They don't come, and the politician will look at it, as you have just said, that these people are not serious, so they don't care at all with them. So now let's take it to the next level. There are the youths again, which form the majority of the voters. Can you help us talk to them? Your experience with them?
Unfortunately, I am not too happy with the youth population. The youth population that we have today have developed themselves more into the commercial voting class. I see young people who come up with all kinds of ideas, and all that is generated at is what is on the ground. What can you offer us? Now, there's no way, no nation will develop with this kind of approach. This approach of young people, and all they care is who is going to offer us the highest bid. And that happens everywhere. That even politicians are not so much in respect of the youth population. I'm telling you, sir. I'm telling you, they are not so much in respect of the youth population, because they know that once they start agitation, once they start talking, the politician can say, please, have you settled this guy?
Yes.
Have you settled them?
That's
the language.
Yes, that's language.
That's settlement.
Yes.
You know what it means?
It's what?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Have you settled them?
No, in plain language,
it's a sad
that if they give them money,
yes,
they won't make that noise.
That's a problem.
And it
That's a problem.
Because that money they give them will not last them for more than a day.
No, it won't.
And whereas we are talking of a 4-year term that can change the life of a youth, encouraging him and empowering him.
Yes. So that's the sad reality that we have found ourselves. And as we are talking now, we are talking to young people. We're talking to students on. Look at it now. They are on strike. I mean, the ASU is on strike. Who is bearing the brunt? Is it not the youths?
Evangelists. You are too hot for me. I don't know, sinner like this. I would not bring you like this. But don't worry. I can assure you that I'm coming again.
I'm angry.
No,
I'm angry.
Just cool temper. Cool temper.
All right, I cool temper.
Relax. You are coming back again.
Barrister, aside from that, there's something I must really say. I learned something about how you described, or will I say differentiate the voters.
Yes.
You understand?
It's
a new one. This is the first time, and I really want to work with that 3 categories. Probably one day we'll dive into that and we'll bring you back on the show again.
It's all right.
To talk about it deeply.
It's all right.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
an amazing
enjoy
one.
your presence and your